Coming up this week, we're going to take out this beautiful BMW M6 Convertible, courtesy of our friends here at Global Imports. We're going to take it around these back streets and see if it lives up to its performance as they say it does. That's what we got coming up. I'm Jay Walker, watching Life Off-Road right here on J Dub Motorsports. Welcome to another episode of Life Off-Road. Thanks again for pressing that play button. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe. Click that thumbs up button and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. The car we're featuring this week is the 2018 BMW M6 Convertible. Now, I've always been a fan of the 6 Series BMWs. You know, I remember when these kind of resurfaced back in the early 2000s. They were some good looking cars. Not too many people liked them, but I mean, it was kind of a refresh when they came back out. And I actually really loved that style of the car. And a lot of athletes and celebrities were buying them like they were hotcakes. I mean, it was really a super sweet car. This generation here is the next generation after that. And I think this one right here is probably the best body style of them all. And I believe this series probably started roughly around 2012 and went all the way up to around 2018 or 2019. I believe 2019 was probably the last body style of this configuration before they went up to the M8 platform. So, but this one right here to me is probably the best. And this is a convertible edition. It's not a competition, but it does have competition power. It shares the V8. It's a twin turbo 4.4 liter V8, packing in around 560 horses. I believe it's the same power plant that came out of the M5s previously, so it does pack a punch. I don't believe this one here is the X-Drive. It does come equipped with the 7-speed dual clutch automatic, so it shifts gears like that. I mean, it's lightning quick, believe me, when you see it. Especially in manual mode, it's really lightning quick. This one right here, probably 0 to 60 is probably in the low 4 seconds. Quarter mile is maybe mid 12s, around 125, 128 miles an hour. So it really does get out the box. And when you get the M Performance badges, you get all the bells and whistles. You get the ceramic brakes with the 6-piston front calipers. You have, I want to say, maybe 4 pistons in the rear. And these are some big size rotors, folks. So when you have a performance car like this, you want to make sure you be able to stop when you have all of that power. Now, these come with a set of Michelin pilots, front and back. I believe the fronts they are coming with maybe 255s, 30s, and I think on the rears it might be maybe 285s to give you that offset look, which looks very cool on camera and just in person. This color, I'm not sure what this color is. It kind of looks like an electron blue color, but it's a very, very pretty color, especially with the interior to kind of offset it. I mean, this is not, I don't think this is the cognac interior what they have, but maybe it might be a suntan orange. I have to kind of look up and see. But like I said, this is a 2018 model. It's not a brand new model, but this is the last of the M6s. So let's take a look on the hood and see what this bad boy is packing up with. All right, folks, so we got the hood open here, and like I said, this is where all the power meets the road. This is the 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. Like I said, it does share this with the M5s, and it's tight in there pretty good, but at least you can see the engine. You have a little cover here with it as far as your covering over the engine, but this is a pretty good size engine. It's packed in there pretty deep. So I'm sure if you could tune this thing properly, you could probably get a lot of power out of here. And like I said, this is twin turbo power, so it's packing roughly 560 horsepower. So it's very quick. So let's take a look at the interior and see how we do with that. So we're in the car now. Like I said, this is a plush interior. It's very comfy. Let's start the car up. I want to show you something pretty cool here. So foot on the brake. This does have the push button start, so crank it up. And the cool thing about that speaker popping up, that's very cool. And when you turn the car off, it sits back down. But beautiful interior. Like I said, it's not overwhelming. You know, you still, everything is not completely touchscreen. You know, most of the newer cars now everything, the whole panel is touchscreen. So at least with this one, you still have your buttons and whatnot, but you have dual climate control here. These seats are heated and ventilated, which feel very nice. It does have your lap supports right here, your thigh support, which is this piece right here. If you want to slide out, I'll show you that in a little bit. But like I said, your gear knob here, I believe when this particular model first came out, the cup holder used to be right here, and I think a lot of people were really griping about that, ironically. So I don't know what this thing is. Yeah, it's your ashtray here, which if you smoke in this car, you need to be arrested. You should never light anything in this car. But you have your console box here for your storage. You got USB ports, charging and everything, which is very cool. It does have a key that you can kind of lock it if you need to or whatever. Custom glove box here. Like I said, I love the stitching along the dash. This combination that I love how BMW just did as far as just the stitching and the color combination of this car. It's just different. You know, most cars, you get tired of seeing the standard black seats or, you know, tan or peanut butter type seats, but this is pretty cool. Like I said, you do have your dual control here. Like I said, this shifter is a 7-speed dual clutch, so you have it in your different modes. We're in park right now. You lean it over, it's in neutral. Lean it up to the left, we're in reverse. Lean it back in neutral, over to the right, it's in drive. Click it again, it goes into manual mode, and we'll show you that a little bit later, because that, I'm sure that is a blast. I'm not sure if that's the Sport Plus mode or not, but we're gonna treat it as is. But you do have your nice little steering wheel here. It's all full leather steering wheel here. You know, some of your controllings right here with your cruise controls, your voice control, your M badge right here. Speedometer, nice little dash here. This does have the heads-up display. It's kind of hard to make out in the camera, but it is activated. And this car does have a 200-mile-an-hour dash. Now, I'm not sure if it would do the full 200. I think it's electronically governed at about 155 miles an hour, which really should be a crime, but I'm sure if you take the governor off, it would do every bit of 200. This is something you would take over in the Nürburgring, the Autobahn over in Germany, where this car is born and raised, pretty much, because BMW is a German car. But you have your reverse camera right here. So like I said, most multi-safety features that comes in the car. This is a great sound system. This is a Bang & Olufsen, excuse me, sound system, which sounds amazing. I mean, it definitely pumps out the music. It has, I want to say, maybe 10 speakers in here, so it's a good quality, crisp sound. So enough of that. Let's let the top up. I want to show y'all that before we go on the ride. So, all right, folks, let me show you how the top works. I want to say this probably lets up maybe 20-25 seconds, something. This is always so cool. It's always so cool. Top up, this thing looks amazing, but the purpose of having this car is to let the top down. You know, it's a convertible. Perfect time of the year. We're still in the dog days of summer here in the ATL, but you know, let the roof down, get some sun, get a nice little tan. And that's complete. So now that we have the top down, I think it's time to take this thing for a ride. All right, here we go. 2018 BMW M6 Convertible. Now, first things first, as I stated early in the video, this is a beautiful car. You know, I've always, like I said, been a fan of the 6 Series cars. you know, going back to the, you know, early 2000s when they did the resurface of them. And probably this style here is probably the best style out of all of them, because they changed body styles, I want to say probably around 2012. And like I stated earlier, you know, this is the last, I believe the 18s are the last year for this body style before they switched over to the M8 platforms. But this is a beautiful car. So far it rides very, very nice. Very sporty feel. You know, like I said, you know, this is a heavy car, you know. For starters, because it is a convertible, but you know, even the coupes weigh roughly around 4,400 pounds. But when you have this power plant in here, it definitely makes the car dance. So it definitely can hold its own. Rides nice, rides very nice. We've kind of got an overcast today here in the ATL, so we're going to try to make do what it does. But this is nice, man. Like I said, the interior, you know, I want to say this is, I don't believe this is the cognac. I believe it's called the suntan orange. And I'm not sure as far as the color on the interior. Listen to that exhaust. We're just in the regular standard mode right now, folks. We'll probably put it in Sport Plus mode in a little bit. We kind of just getting a feel for the car right now. And as you can tell, this thing just hugs the curves like nobody's business. Yeah, it's definitely nice. The handling on these things are incredible. They really are. But what more can you ask for? A beautiful day here in the A, top back, M6 Convertible. You can't do any better than that, folks. Can't do any better than that. But just looking at the design, overall design of this car, it's a very pretty car. I mean, I love the look. Like I said, when these first came out, they was just, I mean, hands down, they kind of kept up with the supercar levels of the Mercedes S55 coupes, convertibles. This is kind of what goes in that class, you know, going against those cars, you know, kind of in that class. They're not really an all-out sports car, exotic, but they're just enough, you know, to compete. And they definitely holding on. This thing here, man, like I said, 0 to 60, this thing was pumping out probably roughly around 4 seconds or so. So it's got some quickness to it. And even with this being a convertible and weighs over 4,500 pounds, I mean, it still dances a little bit, and it could definitely hold its own. 200 on the dash. If you look it up, they say it's governed around 155, but if you take the governor off, I believe it'll probably do all a bit of 200. I would love to take this thing to the Autobahn or Nürburgring and really just air it out. You know, I really want to know what it would do in one of those half mile we do fast, guys. To see what it would run in a half a mile. You know, 560 horsepower, nice little wood grain panel. The seats are very comfortable. Let's make a left on Cobb. You know, I think this is a very cool looking car. The current M8s that's out now are very nice. You know, those are very, very nice too. And this is what it actually replaces. You know, coming back with the 8 Series, you got the 850. The 850, the 840 back in the day with the flip-up headlights, those used to be my cars, man. I used to love that car with the V12s. Some of them had the V8s. They're very good cars. They weren't as fast as this one, you know, that just goes to show how much further technology has come as far as the horsepower and just, you know, modern day technology, man, with gas mileage and everything going up. But, you know, a car like this, you can still get close to 30 miles on the highway, you know, if you're not really, you know, beating it up. But it's nice, man. This has the, like I said before, the 7-speed dual clutch automatic, so it shifts pretty quick. You know, it's not messing around. It's one thing I do love about the dual clutches in most of these sports performance cars. Most of all the performance brands are going to them instead of your standard automatics. Got to love it, man. The M performance, that's what you get out of the M cars. You know, to compete with the AMGs and, you know, some of the 911s and whatnot. Michelin pilots on them, so they're sicky. Of course, with super sport pilot tires, you do have to heat them up. You have to get them hot. You know, otherwise you'll be slipping and sliding. And I believe they're summertime use tires only anyway, so you have to be very careful. But once they're hot, track ready, best tire you can get. I'm not sure if these are ceramic brakes. I believe they are, the cross drill rotors. So 6-piston calipers on the front. I think you got 4 pistons in the rear. So as you could assume, it does stop on a dime. It really does. Let's put this thing in manual mode. I've been very curious to see how she performs under pressure. And when you put it in that mode, folks, it just turns into a completely different animal. And the sounds it makes sound so good. Wouldn't you agree? Get the downshift. Now, one thing I wish, I know they made these in sticks. They did come in 6-speeds, but they only made a limited amount of these. I believe even in the hard tops, they only built like 70 of these. I can imagine having this thing in a stick, what kind of fun it would actually be. But this is okay. The dual clutch is good. You know, dual clutch works. You know, it's a good combo. But it's nothing better than changing the gears, just banging the gears. But this thing, I'm telling you, it gets out and she goes. I mean, just changing the gears, it shifts so hard, you know. It really does. That's the power of dual clutch versus your single clutch automatics, where you know, they just kind of, they shift, but it's not enough punch when they shift. But the dual clutch, you can never go wrong with that. So this is fun. Manual mode is always the best. It really is. It really is. I'm not sure if this car has the launch control mode. I'm sure it does. I don't normally play with launch control, even though it is cool, but I have to pretty much know exactly what I'm doing before I try to launch it, because you do want to launch this thing properly. You don't want to, you know, tear up a gearbox or anything. But this car is outstanding, folks. Just outstanding. I mean, to the T. It's lovely. And it's a head turner. You know, you get a couple of little looks in these. You know, it's a convertible. You know, not bad looking guy driving behind the wheel. You know, let me stop. I sound like The Rock. Oh man. But yeah, this thing is a beauty, man. This it definitely gets the job done. It's a lot of fun. I guess we should make our way back now. I've had enough. And the rain clouds are starting to increase. Traffic is picking up. Of course, we wouldn't get the light, but you know, that's what happens. Give people more time to just kind of drive by, just look and do a double take. Because this is a sweet looking car, man. The M8s are nice. The new M8s that are out now, they're very nice. And like I said, this is the car it replaced, but this car is no slouch. It is no slouch. Look-wise, performance-wise, it's very nice. And like I said, folks, you know, this car brand new was probably around 130,000, 135. I think the coupe started at about 120. And like I said, this is a 2018, and it is for sale from my friends up here at Global Imports BMW. So if you like this car, give them guys a call. You know, I'm sure they'd love to help you out, and you can take it off their hands. But beautiful car, man. Just ultimate performance. I mean, it definitely handles. I mean, it's a BMW. It does what it's supposed to do. But this style of this car, like I said, I always love just the styling of it itself. It's such a pretty car. It really is. And this oh man. Nothing like a twin turbo powered V8 making over 500 horses. Well, that's it for this week. I want to thank our good friends up here at Global Imports BMW for letting us take out this beautiful M6 Convertible. This is a beautiful car, very fun car, very fast, and this one happens to be for sale. So if you're interested, give these guys a call. I put all the info down here and ask for either Alex or Charles, and they'd be glad to help you out. So hope you guys like this one. I want to give a quick shout out to my newest subscribers. We have a Nobody Knows Music, that is his username, and we only had a couple of people this week. Psycho Hypnosis Master 1 is the other one. Like I said, comical names. But I appreciate you guys tuning in every weekend, pressing that play button, and make sure you click the like and thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. And go to my website, jdubmotorsports.com. Order you some merch. We got t-shirts, got the newest polos in the stock now. We also have our custom tumblers with my logo here. You can put your own name on here, customize it to your liking. We have I believe the 20 ounces and the 32 ounces. Is 32 ounce here, and it definitely keeps you cool. So that's all we have for this week, and tune in, and we'll see you next time. Later.